Good afternoon and welcome. We will do our best to keep this presentation at 1 hour, so let's just get started. Welcome to Season 2, the fall season of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau virtual webinar series. I would like to welcome our travel advisors and presenting partners to our first live and on-location webisode of Season 2. Today's focus is couples travel. We wrapped Season 1 last month, which if you missed any of those 4 webisodes, you will find them at sunny.org/travel-trade for viewing at your own leisure. My name is Tracy Vaughn. I am the Senior VP of Global Sales at Visit Lauderdale. And joining me from our leisure team and today's season co-host are Caitlin Etchevers. Hi, Caitlin. Who will be leading our discussion today with our partners, and then Gabriel Martinez, who will be working behind the scenes, managing the chats and all things technology. So I personally love today's theme, couples travel. One of the best parts of a relationship is having your go-to travel buddy, someone to explore the world with, and while sharing and learning about a new or favorite destination, perhaps discovering something new about each other and even yourself. Travel is the true test of a relationship, in my opinion. But what I really love for those of us in the travel industry is it covers such a broad spectrum of the population and your clientele. When I think of couples, I think of baby boomer empty nesters with time, money, and experience on hand. The LGBT plus community and those geeks, those double income, no kids, typically are high spenders as well. Young couples are young at heart, looking for a romantic getaway, a honeymoon, or a baby moon. And lifelong besties, thrill seekers looking for adventure and perhaps budget conscious. And of course, here in Greater Fort Lauderdale, we love those cruisers. But whatever type of couples you work with, I think you'll discover today that Greater Fort Lauderdale is a versatile haven with something to offer every type of couple. So stay tuned. But before handing this over to Caitlin and Gabe, I'd like to thank our partners who you'll be seeing and hearing from shortly. I believe Jim and Gilbert at the Lago Beach Resort. Hi, Jim. Monica at the Bonnet House, Museum and Gardens. Michelle and Joe at the Plunge Beach Resort. And I don't know that Lauren's on yet, but she will be, that would be representing the Blue Moon Outdoor Adventure. So with that, I'm turning this over to Gabe, who will be sharing some housekeeping notes before we jump into our main presentation. Again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tracy, and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Right off the bat, so our panelists, feel free to mute your microphones and your cameras, and we'll call you up one by one. But for those of you out there who are joining us this afternoon, I want you to do 2 things. Right up at the top of your screen, you see a gray bar. One of the first icons in there is how you want to view this presentation. And we want you to view our partners. Don't focus on the PowerPoint. We'll have PowerPoint slides. Don't worry about it. But we want you to focus on the cameras from our partners. So the first icon that you see right on that gray bar above your screen, above the cameras, says everyone. Everyone. I hope you can find that. Let me know if you can find it. Click on that, everyone, and switch it to you who's talking. You who's talking. That'll bring you only the camera of the person talking. Now, right now that I'm talking, not interesting at all. But when our partners speak, you'll want to see that, because the next thing that I want you to do, so select view who's talking, and then you'll see that gray bar between the cameras and the PowerPoint presentation. I want you to hover your mouse right over that gray bar and click and drag it up and down. Click and drag it up and down and make that screen big, because our partners are going to show you their property. So don't focus on the PowerPoint slide. It'll be there for you. Don't worry about it. But we want you to engage with them, sort of take a little mental trip to their properties and enjoy the view. So please click and drag it and play with that a little bit, and you'll get the full experience of what we're trying to do here. So enjoy the ride. Next, we will have a question and answer session at the very end. So hang in there if you do have questions, and then if, of course, if we don't get to them, feel free to reach out to us directly. There'll be no surprises all the way at the end. And before I hand it over to Caitlin to continue the presentation, I want you all to know that we are very much aware of how difficult it's been. We don't need to explain the kind of year we've all had. But there are good news. We do have good news in the horizon. So things are getting better. And Caitlin, if you go straight to the next slide, I want you to know that we've had a couple of meetings this week. One with the airport here in Fort Lauderdale, and there are some good signs that we are taking the right steps in the right direction. So be encouraged, stay plugged in. For example, Fort Lauderdale, all of our top 10 source markets, probably from where a lot of you guys are connecting from, their service from those top 10 markets. 25 out of the top 25, 47 out of the top 50. So the airport activity is an indicator that things are getting better. Travel Zoo reports that about 58% of the folks who are saying, the members that want to travel to Florida, will fly. So people's perceptions are changing. People are getting used to the new normals, and the idea of travel is growing in people's minds. We are not standing still. Our international boat show is going on. Our air show is going on. We see Canadians booking this way. So again, folks, be encouraged, stay plugged in, enjoy the show. Things are getting much, much better. So with that, I'll pass it over to Kate.
Thank you so much, Gabe. I appreciate it. It's an exciting day. I appreciate you all being here today. I'm going to pull up the presentation here, and we're going to dive right into our theme of the day. And we maybe you joined us before for season 1. We hope you did. But our themes really have the different topics, but we always are focusing on stay, play, and dine themes. So we want to make sure that you walk away with some really specific ideas as to what to recommend and to sell to your clients. So this is our itinerary of the day. We're going to be visiting kind of 2 areas in Greater Fort Lauderdale and Lauderdale by the Sea. And the other episodes that we had, we visited Hollywood, we visited Dania Beach, we went out to Miramar for one of the restaurants. So we've had all kinds of different areas in the destination. So definitely check out the other episodes if you haven't. But today it's all about Fort Lauderdale and Lauderdale by the Sea. So we're going to bring on our partners in just a few minutes. But first, I want to kind of gauge right now where you're all at. And I think Gabe is going to help me by pulling up a poll here to see kind of what you all do for couples travel. All right, I think it's distributing here. So what does couples travel mean to you all? And what are you selling for couples travel right now? And let's see, collecting some responses here. We know that, couples travel can mean a lot of things to different people, and it looks like right now most of you are selling some honeymoons, baby moons, romance. 53% like to send those couples out cruising, so we hope that you send them our way for pre and post cruise travel as well. 28% budget. We did have a budget episode, so I hope you join us for that. So it's closed. Yes, number 1, romance travel. So couples, you are selling those couple travels for honeymoon, baby moons, romance. The next one is cruising with 44% and then 28% budget. And we've got a tie for adventure seekers and the double income, no kids. All right. So really quickly about who we are as a destination, some specific selling points. In season 1, as you mentioned, we went over water culture and how important that is as a selling tool for Greater Fort Lauderdale. We know that's kind of the backbone of who we are as a destination, and that's never going to go away. And of course, I think that this image here really portrays everything couple travel, right? Cruising along on those waterways with your loved one makes for a very special trip. But we also want to make sure that you have some other tools as to what we are as a destination as well. We do believe that we identify as a casual chic destination, right? Where you can be out on a sailboat, which is, to me, pure elegance, but also in a casual way. You can go out to some of our lovely restaurants. I read a number the other day. I know that we have over 150 waterfront restaurants, that's for sure. But we have so many amazing culinary adventures here in the destination. But really with these images, I think they portray what casual chic is, right? This one here, I believe, is down in Fort Lauderdale as well. And we've got one over here in Pompano. So we've got Boatyard and I believe that's Oceana. And then another key selling factor would be our authentic. We believe that we are authentic, we are diverse. And these things, you know, Gabe and I were talking the other day, you know, is it something that we want to talk about? Because we just are, we are just naturally this, right? But I think a lot of people still think of Greater Fort Lauderdale perhaps as spring break. You know, it always comes up in my conversations with travel advisors when I'm traveling throughout the US. You know, we always bring up the good old days and spring break days. And, you know, perhaps some people just think of the older generations and those double income, no kids. But we are a very diverse destination. And we want you to know that we have a lot of different options for couples travel, whether it be going out to the museums, whether it be going out to visit the different art festivals, you know, trying the variety of different foods and cultures that we have in the destination. So we're going to be developing on some of these themes throughout season 2. So this is just to give you a little bit of a highlight. And of course, for the love, let's go on. We have all kinds of different couples travel, and I'm going to bring up onto camera right now our friends over at Lago Mar, and they are going to talk to us about what they have to offer. And I'm having some technical issues here, but can we see them? Oops, go back, giving it away here. All right. Do I have them here? I cannot see them on my laptop for some reason.
I can see you.
All right, there we go, Jim. How are you?
Doing great. You ready to go?
We're ready to go. What you got for us today, Jim?
How are you? My name is Jim Pankello, and I'm the general manager at the beautiful Lago Mar Beach Resort on Fort Lauderdale Beach. I'm standing in one of our 164 suites at Lago Mar. This suite is directly on a view, has a view of the ocean. So here, let me show you. Lago Mar sits on 10 acres of land situated in a quiet neighborhood. We have 500 feet of private beach where you can relax under an umbrella, soak up the sun, take a romantic stroll on the beach, or take a nice swim in the Atlantic Ocean. Maybe you'll observe turtles laying their eggs or being hatched during the turtle season on our beach. We are privately owned by the Banks family, and happy to say the 4th generation of family members are involved with making your stay a special one. When you arrive, our goal is to make you feel like you are part of our family. Speaking of stroll on the beach, as you can see, we are located just north of Port Everglades, which is one of the busiest cruise ports in the world. Since Fort Lauderdale is the Venice of America, it's very common to see luxurious yachts going in and out of the port. We're only minutes away from Fort Lauderdale International Airport. Once you land, jump in a taxi or take an Uber, and we are the first hotel on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Lago Mar is a resort for couples young and not so young. There's lots to do here. You will see our basketball court directly on the beach. You can find your way into playing a beach volleyball game with other guests or friends. After you're done with the game, you can relax in one of our 4 hammocks that hang from our many coconut trees throughout the property. We have a ping pong table located on the sand just next to our beach playground. We have an outdoor foosball table, 2 shuffleboard courts. If you like golf, we have a 9-hole miniature golf course and 4 tennis courts, where 2 of them are directly in front of us. We have 2 pickleball courts, a game that seems to be getting more and more popular by the day. So as you can see, we have something for everyone here at Lago Mar. A beach resort would not be complete without a swimming pool and foods and drinks. We have 2 swimming pools. One pool we call the lagoon pool, and the other pool is the quiet pool. Come join us for breakfast, lunch, or dinner in one of our 4 restaurants. Whether you want to eat inside or outside, dress casual, or if you're in beach attire, we have the place and cuisine for you. The soda shop is our sundry store where you can purchase items like an espresso, an ice cream cone, toys for the kids, a bottle of wine, snacks, water, soda, and much, much more. Our resort shop offers a unique selection of resort wear, jewelry, and gifts for men, women, and children. If you want to be pampered, the professional therapists at the Spa Lago await you. Our business center and 4 computer terminals are here for your needs. And our fitness center is here to help you keep fit if you so choose. What better place to have a romantic wedding on the beach or a meeting in one of our 4 meeting rooms? I am proud to say we are winners of the TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Award. This means we are rated by our guests as being in the top 10% of all hotels worldwide. In July of this year, we were ranked #2 resort hotel in Florida by Travel and Leisure magazine. This year, we received the Best in Housekeeping awarded by AAA. So, what better place to have a vacation or meeting than Lago Beach Resort? See what Fort Lauderdale has to offer with the best of dining, entertainment, waterways, and relaxation. We have no resort fee. I repeat, we have no resort fee. Parking is free, and Wi-Fi is complimentary. We invite you to visit us at lagomar.com. That's LAGOMAR.com. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much, Jim. That was great. I have one question for you.
Sure.
Do you have a resort fee? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No resort fee.
That is wonderful. That is great news. I know that we get that question quite frequently here, and I know the advisors, will love to hear that you don't have a resort fee. And the free parking, that's a great deal as well. So you have a lot of great value adds. And I know that you also are participating in the Lauder deals right now as well that has been extended through October. So that's great news. And yesterday you were awarded something too, weren't you? You were awarded something with Travel and Leisure, was it? You got all kinds of awards.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's awesome. It's nice to see people out there on the beach and a beautiful day here in Fort Lauderdale. So thank you so much, Jim. We're going to keep you on. At the end, we might have some questions for you, and I believe you have a great prize as well that we're going to do at the end. And just so you know, we also have some handouts. So in the little tool panel, for all of you listening, we have 5 handouts that you are able to download. So we have a PDF from Lago Mar. They have their great fact sheet, and they have a nice map of the hotel and the resort as well. And our other partners as well have their information listed right there. So we certainly request that you go ahead and download that information. And now I'm going to zoom right up to visit our friend Monica at Bonnet House.
There you go.
Do we have Monica
Hello,
here?
everyone. Yes, I am. Hello. Welcome to Bonnet House Museum and Gardens. We sit here on 35 tropical acres. We're a historic house museum, which was originally a sort of whimsical artist's retreat and a true love story. So it's really a perfect place for couples because this was based on couples that married and painted here at Bonnet House, and we still have painters actually. When you come visit, you'll see some of the artists painting throughout the grounds. We have a 10,000 square foot house. It's a courtyard home on a freshwater lake and just across the street from the beach. So you can actually come explore the grounds, take a walk through the gardens, tour the house, have lunch at one of the local restaurants, and then go to the beach and lounge on the beach. So I'll take you on a little bit of a tour of Bonnet House. I'm sitting here actually at our museum shop, and we have a nice seating area here. We actually have some snacks that are served as well. And then we'll walk over and you can see our beautiful, we actually have a couple that are photographing today, which is lovely. And you'll see some of the photographers here. Say hello, hello.
Oh,
and
I thought I was saying hi.
Oh, you did, thank you. And we have our orchid display house, and this is the home itself. So we'll walk over and you can see the freshwater slough and our lovely veranda. We host weddings, corporate events here as well. properties available for any evening event that you'd like. We have concerts and we have art exhibits, we have watercolor classes, orchid care classes, a little bit of something for everyone to come and explore and visit. So here is our veranda we're coming up on, and our slough, as you can see, with the bonnet lilies in it, where the name came from, and our beach path. You take a look at that. Stunning. And here's the house behind me now. You can see some of the carousel animals, some of the lanterns, the gates. And you can learn more about Bonnet House at bonnethouse.org. Tickets are available also online, and we have guided and self-guided tours now. Thank you very much and welcome.
Hi, Monica. Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Let's see here. So, Monica, now you do destination weddings there as well, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Awesome. Very good. Let me see here. I'm just trying to pull up your slide there. Awesome. And
Oh,
are
sorry,
you
we have a
open?
helicopter.
There's a lot of air activity today. It must be because it's a beautiful day. Now, you're open year round as well, correct?
That is correct. We're open year round, Tuesday through Sunday. Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 3, and Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 4.
Awesome. Very good. And then we have your handout here with some information. You said something like your hours changed a little bit from what's on the handout.
That's correct. We actually cut our hours down a little bit. We have Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 3, and Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 4.
Okay, awesome. Very good. Wonderful. I know I love to bring groups myself, fam trips, whenever I can to see Bonnet House. It's always an unexpected little gem there. We were thinking, should we put Bonnet House in the unexpected gems or the couples? But I know it's a lovely way to spend an afternoon and a beautiful
Absolutely.
place to take pictures. So you can, do you get many proposals there?
Yes, many proposals. We have many proposals, weddings, large and small, and just it really is a lovely place for couples just to stroll the grounds and tour the house.
Awesome. Very good. Well, thank you very much, Monica. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
absolutely. So back to the stay, play, and dine theme. We would recommend, if you're staying at Lago and perhaps going to visit the Bonnet House in the afternoon, maybe you go back, you relax, have a nice little change, and then come out to dinner to Casablanca Cafe. Now, this beautiful restaurant has been open for about, I think, a little bit over 25 years now, but it was originally a house, and the original owners bought it and made it into a 200 plus person restaurant. They are very well known for their piano bar. You'll see, you can hear it when you're walking down through Fort Lauderdale Beach, strolling in the evening, all the wonderful music that they have. So they really try to have live music all the time, but definitely the piano bar. They focus a lot on, traditional American cuisine, but with a little bit of a Mediterranean flair, and of course, some of that Caribbean cuisine as well, because here in South Florida, we focus on that Floridian cuisine. But you'll see lots of scallops, some salmon, escargot, so a lot of seafood there. They also have some delicious lamb shanks as well. I've had that myself, but they just recently opened as well for breakfast. So they're serving breakfast on the weekends, and then they have lunch 7 days a week and dinner 7 days a week. So definitely put this restaurant on your client's itinerary, because they are going to be very happy with this kind of romantic evening that they'll have at Casablanca with this incredible view looking right over Fort Lauderdale Beach. So that kind of wraps up our first part, and we're going to get a little temperature here and see where we are with our second poll. And Gabe, can you pull that second poll up for me? Let's see, what do we got here? We're going to talk a little bit about kind of what are you hearing right now, and what do your clients want to, okay, perfect, being distributed. What do they want to know about right now? What are they asking? Are they asking for deals? Are they asking for, what is open? We know a lot of people are asking like, oh, I don't necessarily want to go to a certain place because they're afraid, mostly everything is going to be closed. But we are luckily in a destination that has many things open right now. And as you can see with these beautiful live shots, a lot is going on Fort Lauderdale Beach right now. And Bonnet House too, lots going on. People are there and it's nice to see we're welcoming back some tourists and hopefully some of your clients as well. So let's see. Okay, we're collecting some responses still and it's closed. Let's see, we've got 65% of you are saying that your clients are asking mostly for safety and cleanliness of destination, which we are going to discuss at the end of this presentation. And about 60% what is open, we know that's important, and of course, deals. 10% are saying about proximity of the destination to clients. So, in the beginning of this pandemic, we were talking a lot about having, the drive market and really going close to home. And I think that's changing a little bit. I think Gabe touched on that, and we're seeing a little bit more people venturing out of their immediate area. So that's nice to see. But we will definitely make sure that we include this with our presentations to make sure that you know that we are safe and clean and open. All right, so now we're gonna go up to Lauderdale by the Sea and visit our friends at the Plunge. And let's see, we're gonna bring up onto camera here. We've got my friend Joe over here. Hi, Joe, and Michelle.
Hi.
I'm gonna turn off my camera and you can take away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Plunge. Plunge is where couples come to create memories and shared experiences. If you haven't heard of Plunge, we're just a couple of blocks north of Commercial Boulevard, right on the sand in Lauderdale by the Sea. And like Lago, we're one of the few resorts that are actually on the sand east of A1A. So definitely a place to come if you're looking for a beachside getaway. If you haven't heard of us, like I said, we have 163 rooms, 2 pools, bikes, beach chairs, beach umbrellas, beach games, a fitness center, 3 restaurants, and most importantly, stunning views. Of our 163 rooms, 24 of them face the ocean. And while I would argue that there's a great view from every room, the view from those rooms is spectacular. So I'm actually in one of our bungalow oceanfront suites that I'd like to just walk you around quickly, and I'm going to give you a glimpse of that view that you'll have to come and see when you make your trip here. So I'm going to flip my camera and walk around the suite. Okay. So I'm in one of the bedrooms. As you would imagine, there's the bed, wall-mounted television, et cetera, everything you need. Here's one of the bathrooms. Continue on. So we'll then come up to the entryway with the living room with a sleeper sofa pull out and 2 sliders that lead to private balcony. This particular suite has a full kitchen and a dine-in area. And to the left, if I'm going out here on the balcony, is one of our 2 pools. This is our bungalow pool. There are the other bungalow units. And off in the distance, that one building past the bungalows, that's one of our hotel buildings. And there's the other tower, our island tower, our beach tower, and then the 2 bungalow buildings. We're 4 buildings. And this is Plunge Beach. Imagine waking up to this every morning with your significant other. Michelle, I'm going to mute myself and turn it over to you.
Great. Welcome. I'm Michelle, Director of Sales here at Plunge Beach Resort in Lauderdale by the Sea. I'm sitting here in Bean and Barnacle where you can rise and shine with your partner for wonderful Starbucks beverages, as well as gelato, fruit, yogurts, parfaits, and a variety of snacks and beverages to enjoy. I will take you on a little walk around into our lobby, and please follow me. Thank you. A great time to be able to relax and enjoy. Take a stroll through our expansive open air lobby where we display local artists' work. We have a monthly program called Plunge into the Arts, and we, of course, have it on display to enjoy as well as for purchase. This property is very eclectic, very bohemian chic, and just gives a nice place to be able to relax, enjoy, again, stroll around, look at all of the different art that we have. You can see our decor, sort of funky, casual, chic, very enjoyable to be able to relax. As Joe mentioned, being a beachfront property, we have a lot to offer for the couples to enjoy. We do have our beach cruiser bikes to take a wonderful ride outside along the beach, along the A1A here in Lauderdale by the Sea. We also do have a beachfront yoga class that you might be able to enjoy with your partner, or if you just want to relax on the hammocks, by the poolside or oceanside, that's always fun. In addition to our backflip, which is our beach bar and restaurant that is out on the sand. And that is something to enjoy with specialty cocktails, as well as tacos, sandwiches, and salads. So we do welcome you to visit here, Plunge Beach Resort in Lauderdale by the Sea. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Michelle and Joe. Gosh, we are lucking out today. This beautiful view we have.
Caitlin, sorry to interrupt. I'm getting some messages that some folks could not see Michelle's camera, and I hear that if you toggle between everyone and view who's talking, that camera will pop up again. So Michelle, if you don't mind, keep your camera on while you talk to Caitlin for a little bit, because I guess some of our friends did not get to see your beautiful lobby. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, do we need to take a little stroll around there, because it really is a beautiful lobby. Although I love seeing these palm trees and the beach. I think, okay, you're keeping it on. Do you need to keep speaking, Michelle? Or can you see it there?
No, I'm just, is everyone okay just seeing some of the artwork that's displayed on all of the columns here? And, you know, taking off on the surfboard, the surf that we have, sun, sand, and surf.
Now, Michelle, you're a relatively new hotel, correct? You opened, when did you open
in
again?
April of 2017.
Okay.
And previously, some folks might know us, of course, from the travel industry as a Hojo back in the day, and then Clarion. And then we reinvented ourselves with a complete refurbishment April of 17.
Okay, wonderful. And it really is a complete refurbishment. And you have some beautiful pictures there, and you can really tell by your website too that you focus a lot on couple travel, romance travel, and you do some destination weddings as well there.
Absolutely. We do weddings on the beach, on the sand for folks. In addition to, of course, some backup space we have here in the lobby. I can utilize this for weddings for up to 100 folks in this area. And we also have a private special event room that can do up to 60.
That's great. Good to hear. I love it. And I know that those beach weddings are in high demand for sure, because outdoor ceremonies, they always were in high demand, but I think now even more so, right? Because you can be out in the fresh air.
Yes, in the fresh air, on the sand, people are really enjoying it, and they feel comfortable being with their family and friends in the environment currently.
Exactly. And I know that, you know, a lot of our advisors that we work with, they book a lot of destination weddings, perhaps to the Caribbean or to Mexico. And I think now is a great time to really showcase, you know, those domestic beautiful beach destination weddings that we have here in Florida, and especially at Lauderdale by the Sea, or even, you know, with Lago Mar as well. So keep them in mind.
Yes, thank you.
Michelle, they would reach out to you directly, correct? Which I believe, I'm not sure in your handout if you have the information, your contact information or not, but we will make sure that everybody has all of our speakers' contact information.
Great, thank you so much. And I will
Yeah.
handle it and welcome you to the end to have a good time here for your clients
Wonderful.
and yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate it. All right, so we are going to stroll on down the road back to the headquarters here in Fort Lauderdale. So just down the road a little bit, we have our partners at Blue Moon Outdoor Adventures. We were going to have Lauren join us today, but unfortunately, actually, I think it's a good problem to have. Fortunately, she is very busy, and she's a small business. Excuse me while I share my screen. Just one moment. I'm going to pull up her presentation just for a second here, because like I said, she was going to be live with us, but she got very busy, which is great. That means that business is coming up our way, and she's giving lots of tours. I think the weather has something to do with that today, right? Because as we see there, it's a beautiful day there. I'm going to pull up her presentation here. She does have a great handout. Blue Moon, I keep on saying she, but Lauren is the actually owner of Blue Moon Outdoor Adventures. And she has some information on there, including how to book them and how to get commission and things like that. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go through her presentation. So Blue Moon Outdoor Adventures, let's see, can you see my screen here? All right. And like I said, their main area is in the city of Fort Lauderdale. So their location is right there. You can see a little bit about how they have their rentals. So you can do rentals on your own, but of course you can also, and I would highly suggest this for maybe a couples tour, do a guided tour. So as you can see here, what includes a guide, so you can, you know, have them take pictures like this, right? I think that's always nice, right? You think you're fine, but then who's going to take the pictures? You got the paddle, you got the camera and all that. But if you take one of their daytime guided tours, you're going to have somebody to take those pictures for you, give you some coconut water, as it says there, and you can see the different times that they have there. So their tours go through the Venice of the Americas that we mentioned, which is all of our waterways there. They also have these 3-hour tours going through the sandbar. So the sandbar is an area a little bit, it's actually near Lago Mar, I would say, but on the intercoastal side. And you can take a tour going through there, and then there's this great area called the sandbar where a lot of people congregate, and, well, you know, not a lot of people, but you know what I mean. And it's a great area to enjoy all that Greater Fort Lauderdale has to offer right out on the waterways. And then we've had a lot of great pictures lately with these night tours. I love it. Going out on a full moon night tour. They do, so this is not a private tour, it is a group tour, but it's so much fun and it is gorgeous out there. And you can get some amazing pictures. They put kind of little lights on the bottom of, some people do stand-up paddle boards. At Blue Moon Outdoor Adventures, they do it with kayaks, but it's really fun and makes for something different to do with your significant other. So you can see here, and they also have the different, so if you were sending clients during a specific time of year, like the Air and Sea Show, it's normally in May every year in Greater Fort Lauderdale, but they just announced that we're going to do it this November. So make sure you look out for those dates. We have something to offer, something different to offer for your clients. So that would be really fun. I would definitely recommend doing that if you are sending clients during the Air and Sea Show to go out for a kayak tour. It'd be great to see that, where they're flying over you and you're in the water there kayaking. So on the handout that Lauren provided us is this information. It's everything that you can book through her is commissionable, which I know that will be useful for you as well. So her information is on that handout as well. And I'm going to end sharing this presentation and pull up my other one as we move on down to talk about the where you can eat. So after you've worked up an appetite at
Hey,
Blue Moon
Katie,
Adventures.
sorry, it's Gabe again. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Sorry, wanted to make sure that if you don't know already, but the reason why we are called the Venice of the Americas, why we got that nickname. And many of you, I'm sure you know it. If you've heard a presentation from Caitlin before, you know why that is, but it's because there's close to 300 miles of navigable waterways in the city and the incorporated city of Fort Lauderdale, more than any other city in the States.
Thank you so much, Gabe. I appreciate you chiming in there because he's got a lot of great information to offer you. And sometimes this little bits of information are good for quizzes later that we may be asking, little trivia questions. But he's got a lot of knowledge. We both do. And just so you know, both Gabe and I work, we work the world basically for you under Tracy's leadership, but either of us are here to help answer all of your questions, anything that you need in the destination. Please feel free to reach out to both of us. So back to dining. So after you've worked out that appetite, if you go up to Plunge where you're staying, your clients will be staying, we would recommend that you go out for dinner at this beautiful restaurant here. This is Blue Moon Fish Company. Once again, this is another top restaurant in the destination, another top seafood restaurant. And the chefs are famous chefs, and you can look them up. They're wonderful chefs from Louisiana. So they're bringing a little bit of another mix here of Louisiana cuisine and Floridian cuisine again. So they're famous for their seafood gumbo. Once again, their scallops, a lot of seafood again. I think they also occasionally have some chocolate souffles. I was going to say flan for some reason, but chocolate souffles as well. They participate with Lauderdales. They've got a lot of wonderful things going on right there. But once again, you can see their outdoor dining there. So that is always a wonderful area to celebrate, right? For an anniversary, for a proposal, for things like that. You often see pictures on their social media and things like that of those diners right out there by the Intercoastal Waterway. So this is another great restaurant, another Blue Moon. So you might remember that Blue Moon Fish Company for dining after going out on an adventure with Blue Moon Outdoor Adventures. They both happen to have the same similar name, but different companies. So those are your options here. And let's see if I can pull up my slides here. Now, I wanted to touch, just briefly here before we get into some questions and some prizes, but I wanted to make sure that you all are aware of our website, sunny.org, and the resources here that we have to offer, especially for romance travel, for couples travel. We have a wedding. So if you are planning a destination wedding for any of your clients, we do have a site on sunny.org that says weddings. So sunny.org/weddings, and you'll find all kinds of resources on having a ceremony on the beach, which hotels to stay at and things like that. Of course, we were recommending Lago and Plunge today, but you'll find all kinds of great resources on sunny.org, as well as information on our Lauderdales. So our Lauderdales, I briefly mentioned that Lago Mar, for example, is participating with our Lauderdales. We normally have these kind of value adds going through May through September. This year, of course, we've had a little bit different dates, but we have expanded them and throughout the month of October right now. But we highly recommend that you go check them out for your clients. There's a lot of great value adds, some great deals for booking hotels, for attractions, for things to do, and restaurants as well. Spa days, we do have some spas open. So a great way, you could do a couples massage perhaps. And on our sunny.org, you are going to find our Travel Agent Academy. So if you have not taken our academy yet, we highly suggest that you take that. It is on sunny.org on our travel agent, our travel resource page. And when you take the Travel Agent Academy, you're going to find, think Tracy is going to talk a little bit about our video, but you're also going to find information on which sections, which areas of Greater Fort Lauderdale to book for what type of client. And, you know, we just kind of take more of a deep dive into the destination. But if you've been listening to our webinars, you'll probably know, you'll probably be able to speed right through this Travel Agent Academy, but you will get 2 learning credits, and you'll also get access to our private Facebook group. And we added a new program to our website, to sunny.org. You'll find our Junior Ambassador Program, which we created right at the height of the pandemic, right in April, as another way to reach out to our younger audience and to really, instill the love of travel. So we wanted to make sure that we still had connection to all of our clients, whether they be 8 years old, right? Because we know that they have big influences on their parents as to where to travel, but also to our local residents. We wanted to make sure that, our local residents here are really learning about what we have to offer in the destination. So we have a Junior Ambassador Program. It's kind of mirrored off of our Travel Agent Academy, but it has math lessons, science lessons, civic lessons, all relatable to our partners and to maybe the cruise industry, going out kayaking and things like that. So definitely check that out if you have families that are clients of yours. If you have little ones at home yourself, you can find lots of great tools there, and we send them little badges and postcards in the mail and things like that. And like Tracy mentioned, we are on our season 2 of our virtual webinar series of our Stay, Play and Dine series, and each with different topics. Today, the couples, as you know. Next up will be safe and clean travel. So I think that's going to be a very popular one. And then we're going to go to golf travel and more to come right after that. So we do have 4 seasons planned all the way through 2021. So be on the lookout for those dates and register right away, because this was a sold out event. And you can follow us on Leisure Lauderdale. So this Facebook and Instagram page is for you as a seller of travel. Okay, so this is not our Visit Lauderdale page. Our Visit Lauderdale Facebook and Instagram, also highly recommended, but those are for the consumer, right? So those are, beautiful photography and certain specials going on, at different partners and things like that. But our Leisure Lauderdale page is going to give you access to perhaps an upcoming webinar, information, kind of insider information for the industry. Okay, so Gabe, Tracy, and I control the information on there, and you can have easy access to, what we are, our schedule of events and things like that. So we ask that you go ahead and like and follow us on Instagram and Facebook there to stay up to date on information. And I'm going to take a sip of water and bring Tracy back up, and she's going to talk about what everybody really wants to hear about, our Safe and Clean pledge.
Great. Thank you very much, Caitlin, and huge thank you to our partners. It is certainly a beautiful day here, so showcased Greater Fort Lauderdale very well. So we want to talk about our Safe and Clean pledge. We heard it from you in our earlier poll, and we certainly see it in national polls, that travelers' #1 concern continues to be about health and safety, and understandably so. But you can assure your clients that it is also our #1 concern for visitors, and as well for our community. But which is why we created the Visit Lauderdale Safe and Clean pledge. You see this poster here. Businesses throughout the county have voluntarily pledged to follow CDC cleaning protocols, including wearing masks, providing hand sanitizer, practicing social distancing, training their staff on all these protocols as well, and of course, working towards contactless payment. You'll find these signs throughout the community, not only in our hospitality businesses, but elsewhere as well. And if you want to see some of those businesses, it is on our sunny.org site as well. Now, I also want to share that we create a video that showcases exactly what you and your clients can expect when traveling and visiting Greater Fort Lauderdale now in regards to our Safe and Clean protocols. We actually did this back in June, or started it, and worked with some travel executives, brought them here, and we had behind-the-scenes tours of the airport, the port, restaurants, our attractions, and our hotels. And we actually bought and we taped this what the protocols are. It is about a 37-minute long video. It's worth your time to look at it so that you can feel very comfortable selling our community, knowing that we have these safe and clean protocols in place. So I invite you to go to our sunny.org. It's /travel-trade, and you'll find that video there. And as Caitlin mentioned earlier, it is also part of our Travel Agent Academy. So now when you go on to become a Sunny specialist, you will be able to view it there as well. So I do think now we have some time for some Q&A. So I think I'm turning it back over to Gabe.
Thank you, Tracy. So we do have a few questions. A couple things. Remember that these, obviously this webinar is being recorded and will be posted in that same webpage that Tracy just mentioned, sunny.org/travel-trade, but the handouts will not be available. So make sure you download those right now, right? So here, let's get into it. There was a couple questions at the beginning that came when during the time when Lagomar was speaking, but I think they apply to either hotel. The first one was, and I know this answer, but the first one was, are the hotels LGBT friendly?
I speak for Plunge. I mean, absolutely. We have something for everybody here. You know, from couples to families, LGBT, straight, doesn't matter. If you are looking for a serene beachside getaway with lots to do, people will feel comfortable here.
Great. Jim or Gilbert at Lagomar? You might be muted, Jim.
There we go.
Here we go. Absolutely, everybody's welcome. Absolutely.
I knew that. I
I
knew that. Thank you so much for that. Another question for you, and maybe Joe or Michelle want to jump into about transfers to the port. You offer shuttles. Can they be contracted if they're not included? How does that work?
Lagomar is not the best way we say, and Caitlin, maybe you can have a different answer, but we always say the best and quickest way is taxis out of Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. The taxis, as you know, are right there. You come out of the luggage area, and there's somebody directing you to a taxi. We're literally, depending on whether you get the bridge or not, 10 minutes away. And so again, you're in a taxi. Uber, obviously Uber is available in Fort Lauderdale in this area also, but taxi is the quickest and easiest way, I say.
Agreed.
That's at the airport, and also Port Everglades anytime. And the same thing, taxis are always available at Port Everglades, to and from the hotel.
Excellent. And it's true that between Uber, Lyft, the taxi, I mean, there's plenty of ways to move around. And because our distances are short, your clients will not be spending a ton of money. So keep that in mind.
We're 5 minutes from Port Everglades, as you know. We're right there.
That's
As
right.
you can see in the video, when we show the video, I mean, we can see Port Everglades is right in front of us. We always see the cruise ships come in and out, and people love it.
And you know, one thing I think is great about our destination is that you can be at Lagomar or at Plunge, and in other places, if you see a cruise sail away, you might feel sad. But if you're at Lagomar or Plunge, you can see a cruise sail away, and you'll be like, I'm pretty good right here. So next, a question for Bonnet House. A question for Bonnet House that Monica can come back. Do you have coordinators for weddings? If somebody's planning a destination wedding, are there coordinators at the Bonnet House?
Hi there. Yes, absolutely. We have coordinators that help all the brides and grooms. And we actually, here we rent the property, and then you bring in your caterers and your designers, and we have coordinators that help coordinate all of the vendors that you bring in. So absolutely. We have an event manager as well.
Great. Quick, not a question, but a comment. Brenda Stabin, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but she says that the Plunge looks like a place for a longer stay. So I like that.
Yes, we definitely have different packages for actually month-long stays. We'd love for you to stay for a month if needed. But it is an average stay for us can be from 3 to 4 days. And, just definitely open. Since we have some of those bungalows with kitchenettes, that does, the ability to have an extended stay for someone to enjoy.
And of course, this is not uncommon in the destination, given that we get a lot of people from the Northeast that spend long seasons here. So it applies to Lago Mar just as well, I am sure.
Yeah.
Finally,
I've heard. Oh, can I just interrupt really quickly? I have heard stories before too, Jim, about Lago Mar and how you've had, certain guests book for 6 weeks at a time with certain suites, correct?
Very common here at Lago Mar. And also, believe it or not, it's not uncommon to have 3, 4 generations stay here at Lago Mar. I hear that. I walk around and I hear people, oh, my grandfather, now me, now my kids. Very, very common. Very common and then again, long stays because, people, they don't have to go anywhere. Once they come to Lago Mar, everything's here for them.
Hey,
So
that's one way to
start.
that's one way to do a mini getaway within a getaway. If you're with the grandparents, drop the kids off with them, and then you go off with your partner and do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's right.
So quick, one question, and this might be for our team. This came at the very beginning, but folks wanted to hear a little bit about, you spoke about safe and clean, Tracy. What can we tell them about some of the measures that the airport may have been taken as of late?
So at the airport, you have to wear a mask, and they have sanitizer. They have those signage for the 6 feet and so forth. So it's I think they've done a great job. I actually just flew through our airport, or in and out of our airport, I should say, in the past week, and felt very safe. And of course, we had seen it, the behind the scenes, back in June when we were there. But everything, all the vendors that are there, the food vendors and so forth, everybody is taking all the precautions that you see that are recommended by the CDC. So I felt very safe throughout my experience at the airport.
And that seems pretty destination-wide, right? If you keep your distance, if you wear your mask, you'll have sanitizing stations. That seems like pretty much, if your passengers do that, they'll be okay. I think that's it, Kaylin. So
We are ready for some prize time. We've got some amazing prizes. I hope you all were listening. We went, we're pretty much on time here, but I know we had a lot of information. But we're gonna start off. Gabe, what do we got for the first question here? Do you have it handy?
yeah, so the first one is from the Lago Mar. Thank you, Lago Mar. 2-night, 3-day stay for 2 with breakfast included.
And how do they answer? We have to answer in the questions.
So everybody get your hands on the keyboard. You have to type it on the question chat box. All right?
All
Are
right.
we ready? Is everybody ready? So the question is, what's the price of Lago Mar's resort fee? I'm kidding. That's not it.
Just kidding. That's it.
That's not it. That's not it. But what is it?
No resort fee.
Okay, all right.
We like to hear that.
I'm tricking you.
Sorry, that's not for a prize.
Here's the question. And this was actual fact from the Lago Mar presentation. I was paying attention. How many feet of private beach does Lago Mar have? How many feet? Whoa.
Wow. All right. I think it's Kim, right?
Yeah, 500 feet. That's correct.
Congratulations.
All right, so Kim is going to the beach. There
Kim,
we
we
go.
will be reaching out to you
Huh.
to get your information so we can send you the gift certificate.
Excellent. Next one, prize number 2 is a 2-person Isles of Venice tour with Blue Moon Outdoor Adventures. And the question is, you might have heard this somewhere. So this is, why is Fort Lauderdale called the Venice of America? Okay, what do you think, Kaylin? What do you think?
I know. This is a tough one.
What did the judges say?
I know, right? Let's see. I wish Lauren was here to choose the winner on that one. Did we say it exactly how she says? I think it's gonna have to go to Ray.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So yes, it's because of we have more navigable waterways than any other city, canals, intercoastal waterway than any other city
In the USA. So over 300 miles of good job. Brenda too. Sorry, you were runner up, but almost
All
there.
right. And one more opportunity to win, folks. Don't leave just yet. Here we go. A gift certificate for a 2-night stay at Plunge Beach Hotel. So who wants to go to the beach? Here's the question. How many rooms at Plunge Beach are ocean front? Whoa!
Wow. Oh, almost. Let's see. Let's see. We're tallying up the answers here, and almost. What do we say, Gabe? Who was listening? All right. And we got it there. We've got Brian Watson. Congratulations, Brian Watson. We will be reaching out to you as well. And I think Michelle will be greeting you because she was very excited. Thank you. Congratulations. Well, thank you all very much. We appreciate your time today. We hope you were able to walk away with some excellent information on how to book Greater Fort Lauderdale for all of those couples that you have for clients and more, of course. Stay tuned. We will be sending out an email with the invitation for our next webinar, which will be with Gabe is going to be the host. And I think, like I said, this is going to be a very important one on safe and clean travel in Greater Fort Lauderdale. So thank you all very much. Tracy, any other closing remarks?
I just want to thank everyone as well and our partners. Hope to see all our travel advisors here sometime soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.